Good day. I'm George Sanders, talking to you again about the Littleton Smart Sewer System, which will be coming up on the spring, May 2020 town meeting. You probably don't know, but the key thing that I'm talking to the user, and taxpayers is about money, costs that's involved if you become a user or if you don't become a user, and the betterment fee, which is a portion that is needed to help build the plant. First of all, will the sewer charge that you pay monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly, will it be based on the intake water reading of the meters, or how will it be determined? Normally in cities, they use the intake water meter as the amount that they're saying roughly goes down the sewer system. Some businesses and even individuals could put in what they call an outflow meter. It will determine the flow of sewer that goes down the system, which will give you an accurate account of what goes down versus what water comes through the meter doesn't necessarily have to go down the sewer system. But the thing that you have to be concerned with this method of putting this outflow meter is that there may be a cost associated with this here. It's called maintenance. So you, from time to time, may have to go in and make sure this thing is operating properly. That's a cost that will be on you as a user if you decide to use that method to get an accurate reading. If the town does not use the outflow meters, then the likelihood is if you have a well and you hook up on it, they're going to put a intake water meter reading on your main line coming from your well, which is probably one of the easiest ways to do it, is to determine that instead of going the other way. My opinion is that the town should install, if you have well water, they should install that meter free of charge, because they're the one that wants to get the reading as to what's going down your line into the system. The other thing is that sometimes there are things that are associated with a project that requires the owner to be required to purchase the item and pay the cost to have it installed, and etc. I would suggest that the Littleton Water Department and Sewer Commission install the meter free of charge. And the intake of the well water for well users, if you sign up on it, will be probably the best reading for determining what the sewage rate will be based on the amount that you discharge. I will say that some residents and some businesses are better served with an outflow meter. And the reason for that is, for instance, a lot of your coffee shops, they take in a lot of water. They use a lot of water to make their product. So most of that product goes out. They sell it. So it's not necessary that all the water that would come in to that facility, that water is now being sent down the sewer system. So I think that some resident, if you want to do it, I'm telling you, there's normally a charge of maintenance that you're going to have to maintain to make sure that that flow meter is continuing to work properly for you. The other thing that you have to be concerned about is the number of personnel that this smart sewer system is going to require. How many persons will the town hire to operate the smart sewer system? The operational cost is something that will calculate the personnel that is involved, as well as other operation, also the building. That's a cost. It depends on whether or not they will use a monthly billing, which I think would not be a good deal. I think it would be more expensive to do monthly billing. I think that quarterly billing would be probably the best way to go with this, because it's a time that the town sends out bills that are quarterly, your taxes. I mean, it's something that could be added on. It's something that the town sends out roughly the quarter on their water bill, which could be something that could be added on. So I think they have a little flexibility there in terms of how this building. Building is a cost that they need to take in consideration. Not saying that they're able to combine it with others. I think it's an opportunity that they have to take and look at and see how can they do it efficiently and save money at the same time. How much revenue do we think that will be generated by using the system? That's something that they are talking about, that there are many things that involved that they said they can get from this smart sewer system here. But at the same token, you have to keep in mind that when they start talking about the revenue that they're going to be generating, that revenue can only be used with the smart sewer system, whether it's with personnel, whether it's with expansion, or whether it's with the reduction of your sewage rate that they're going to be charging you. When it goes into an enterprise, it is specific design that that money stays within the enterprise, and you cannot use that money outside of the enterprise for other items. If you wanted to put the smart sewer system in and not put it in enterprise, you could do that as well. But the key thing is that if you put it in the enterprise, it sort of kind of contains the money just for that particular item of operation. So that's why they use enterprise a lot of time to put sewer and water in. That's why we have a water enterprise here. But the difference is, I think that for Littleton, we have a very good water department, and we have some very good department heads that are ensuring that Littleton is getting the best bang for their dollar as far as the water go. And I'm very thankful for the water department as to what they do for the citizens here in Littleton. Remember that fees are the thing that you have to be concerned with the smart sewer system. The betterment fee, the connection fee, the sewer fee, the disposal fee are costs that you will have to incur once you sign on to the system. Those are fees that you haven't heard much talk about yet with regard, because they're working on other portions of the system and trying to get information as to the size, the location, well, the discharge of the water from the smart sewer system They're looking for land within the town here to find out where can they do it and so forth. So there's a lot that goes into the planning of building a sewer system. There are so many pieces that goes together that will come together as things move ahead. But one of the things that doesn't go away, and you're going to continue to hear, is the cost. The cost to do this. It is something that in the long run is going to help make the water better in the town of Littleton. Concerned the nitrogen that goes into the groundwater, we have to be concerned about it because we have wells here in the town of Littleton. And well water is something that probably a little bit better than surface water because you have to put the filtration systems in if you got surface water. Where if you have well water, it's a little bit different. You don't have to put those in. But, Littleton does a great job in filtering the water here for a town which has mostly septic systems in this town. And I guess I would say that by taking and having the system pumped down, so forth and so on, and their function, your septic system to function properly, that's a good job in terms of helping to keep the water clean, the underground water clean as well. So, it's always important for us to remember that as taxpayers, no matter what takes place in this town, in some fashion or form, it could very well affect us as taxpayers. And that's why I'm sort of kind of speaking to the concern of cost. I have a chart here that I went to a local bank and asked them to compute some information for me with regards to if the town is going to offer some type of program to the users that wish to, go in debt and pay the betterment fee either to the town in full, which means they would probably end up taking and having a lien applied to their property. If your home is paid for in full, then you can almost pretty much, I'd say if you go in with a loan, you're going to end up with a lien on your property. But the thing that I'm concerned about is the amount of time that they're going to put in for a bond to build this smart sewer system. So if they take 20 years or 25 years or 30 years, and the system is that usually it's probably typically your betterment is probably about 1/4 of the cost of whatever it costs to build this system. And that's the amount of money that they're wanting to collect from you through the betterment fee. They want to charge you to get on the system. And you probably would say, why is it that, that's going to cost me that kind of money to get on the system? Well, it costs a lot of money to build a treatment system. And what I have here is your concern that's involved in to opt in or not to opt in. And here are some of the things that I sort of kind of came up with on my own. And this is not the only method that you can do it. If you do a second mortgage, there's closing involved. There's a lot more involved in it. What I have here, other than paying cash for it, what I have here is called a loan costs for the LSSS. That's Littleton Smart Sewer System using equity rates. And I will sort of kind of go through what I have here. A betterment fee of $25,000. I don't know what it's going to be. It could be $28,000. It could be $30,000. I don't know. But I just arbitrarily picked a figure and said $25,000 at an interest rate of 6.5. That's for 15 years, which would amount to 180 months. The monthly payment would be like $217.78. Well, the total payback for the principal and the interest, that 25 now becomes $39,200. Let's say that the betterment is $15,000. At $15,000, the rate is a little lower, which would be 5.5%. And that would be for 15 years, 120 months. The monthly payment would be $162.79. Now, including principal and that interest, the total payback you will pay to borrow 15 comes out to be $19,535. The hookup fee, I'm just throwing a rough figure. It depends on the distance from your house to the street to hook up. And naturally, by the time they do it, the cost of everything continues to go up. I just used a figure of $7,500. And the interest rate there will be 4.5%. But that's only for 5 years at 60 months. Your monthly payment would be like $139.82. The total payback, interest plus principal, will be $8,389. Let's say, for instance, you wanted to take and lump the connection fee and the hookup fee together and get one loan to take care of all of that. So if you add the 75 and the 25, gives you $32,500 at 6.5% rate. At 15 years, 180 months, it will come out to be $283.11. Now you hold on to what I'm about to tell you, that the interest plus the principal for that amount on the payback will be $50,960. So if we did the same thing for the $15,000 betterment and the hookup of 75, gives you $22,500 at 6.5%, 15 years, 180 payments. It would be $196 per month. The payback, interest plus principal, will be $35,280. This smart sewer system is nothing cheap to hook up to. And I just want to let you know that when you start talking about this smart sewer system or hooking up on it, it is not cheap. There is money that you're going to have to spend. And they'll want you to pay this betterment fee to the town, which has nothing to do with the hookup. And when you do hook up, there is no going back to your septic system. How they will dispose of the septic system is not known right at this time, but a lot of towns have required the homeowner to pump down the system and then have the system filled with sand. That's probably the cheapest portion of this smart sewer system you as a user will get involved in if you have a septic system. And I just throw the figure out, it probably costs you $300 and some to have it pumped down, and to have someone to buy sand and come in there, you probably could get it done for maybe $1,500 or $1,700. So say between $2,000 and $2,500, you probably could take care of disposing of the sewer system properly. They normally will not require you to take your septic system up out of there, because if they do, then you're talking about a lot more money. But I just want to take this opportunity to stay on top and let you know about this money, because it is the thing that sort of kind of perpetuates this smart sewer system. And at this time, I want to leave you with that information, and I want to thank you very much for the opportunity to converse with you about this smart system. Have a good day. Thank you.